there's a story that you're writing about this week, which, to be fair, I hadn't even heard about until I read about it in your Substack. So last month, CNN published an investigation that it literally, it should have closed down. Everyone should have opened their doors, walked out into the street and said, I can't put up with this shit anymore. You got to stop it. But it didn't. The cycle lasted 2 days and it didn't hit everyone. Clearly it didn't hit me. And I'm like perpetually online, like every second of every day. So what the reporters found was a network of American men on American websites trading instructions on how to drug their wives unconscious and assault them. And this is thousands of videos. And some of these marriages were decades long. These are men who'd been in these marriages for a long, long time. And again, who of us have heard this story? Well, Andra, you heard the story, and I know that it really moved you very deeply and is a hard story to talk about. But the thing that really got me in your writing about it this week is the connection to white Christian nationalism, which didn't seem to me on the surface to be an obvious connection. So let's just start with the headline. What was your gut reaction when you read this headline?
I started screaming and crying. It was just horrifying to me. And I mean, I'm going to correct a couple of minor things that you said. Mm-hmm. The website is a U.S. website. It's hosted in the U.S., but there were international users.
Right.
So, and the only person who's been arrested so far that we know about is a Polish man who did this to his girlfriend. So this was primarily happening in long-term relationships, marriages, and long-term committed relationships, not casual encounters, not one-night stands. It was people in committed relationships who were trying to learn how to drug and rape their female partners while they were unconscious. They were sending each other drugs. They were sharing tips. There was a whole section on eye checking to show like how to know when the woman is unconscious. So they were checking the eyes and trying to show, these are the signs that she really is out and you can proceed. There were about 1,000 people in a Telegram group connected to this one ZZZ tag on motherless.com, the website that was profiled. But a content person who knows how the internet works delved into these numbers for a year and isolated 58.5 million unique multi-page United States visits to this website over the course of a year. So, she took out the bounces, which were about 22%. So for people who don't understand what that means, you're going around on the web and you get a hit on something and you click on it and you go, oh no, that's not what I wanted. And so you leave. And that's categorized as a bounce. So 22% of the people who hit that site said, oh no, this isn't what I was looking for. And they leave. So the rest of the 58.5 million US people, unique US individuals, stayed and looked at multiple things on the site. And it included all kinds of horrifying content. There were multiple sleep tags, not just the ZZZ tag that CNN studied. There was even a sleeping babies tag that had thousands of views, which I just can't. I just can't with these. I can't believe people are this disgusting, but they are. Some of them. There were assault tags. There were hidden tags, which were largely hidden cameras watching people without their consent. There were unconscious tags. There were drug tags. which we can probably equate to the sleep tags. So, and collectively, these tags had millions of unique visits in the United States over the course of a year.
So this is, look, I think a key thing you said is that one person has been arrested and he's not an American. Potentially millions of, I've seen some other reporting on those numbers as well, that it's, you know, there's some accuracy or inaccuracy. It doesn't really fucking matter because the point is millions of people have been viewing this content. Thousands potentially of people, of men, have been not only conducting this behavior, but filming it and sharing it, right? So we know these people, they weren't necessarily anonymous. Some were anonymized, right? Some have faced, I don't know, made themselves invisible, whatever they did. They're there. They're contactable. They could do a pretty easy search and go arrest these motherfuckers, right? It could happen today, but it's not happening. And the story has faltered and is stalled out